forgiveness. I just had a daughter. I'm handling business. I'm still independent. I'm still in the trenches. While you still in the trap with that gun in your lap, like your heart got a vengeance. If business is business, and you fucking these women, I might need some repentance.
In the hood morning.
Good morning.
It's your boy, your favorite host, the only host that matters. Like, nah, it's your boy J.O. Gotta Chill.
And Val is.
With my lovely co-host, man. Good morning, everybody. How we feeling out there? You are? You look a little...
I'm good. I'm just annoyed.
Why are you annoyed? It's not even 12. It just turned 12 o'clock.
I mean, you get on my nerves consistently, but like men in general have been really irking me lately. I had a whole situation last week.
A situation?
Yeah, a situation.
Okay. It sounded like it was fun and something. Did you do some good deeds or?
I did do a very good deed. I exposed a clown, a fool, publicly on Instagram, and I exposed to the world what a joker this guy was who tried to play me / his fiance.
Okay, so I think
Did you see it? Did you catch any of it?
That's
on
the $710 situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you feel like you were justified in what you did there?
Absolutely, I was justified. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it. Did you see what actually happened? Like, do you understand the backstory?
You know what? I think for everybody that's tuning in, that's like, what the hell are they talking about, Val? Take us through what happens so that they can understand what we're even talking about.
Okay, so this guy who I actually know from when I was like 15 years old, from like teen church or whatever.
Youth pastor. You can't trust the youth pastor.
These church boys are the worst. So basically, he slid in my DMs like in the middle of July, and he was talking about, not trying to shoot my shot necessarily, but I want to, fly you out so I can take you on a proper date. And I was like, I wasn't interested in him or anything, but, I was like, you don't have to fly me out if I'm ever in your area, we'll link up or whatever. And just left it at that. And then 2 weeks later, I'm on Facebook. Okay. And he puts up this big, beautiful announcement that he's engaged.
Okay.
And I'm mind blown at this point. Don't clap. Don't clap.
The brother found
and
love.
Not only.
Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
Not only was he engaged, but the way that it all happened, he wrote this very beautiful post about how this woman literally gave him her last dollar to invest in the stock market during the pandemic. And like gave him her last, and he wants to marry her, and she wants to marry him because he'll never let her fall or anything like that. So now I'm sitting here thinking, yeah, okay, but you were just in my DMs talking about you want to fly me out and take me on a date. So like, what type of person are you actually? Like, not to me, it's like not the type of person that he's trying to put on as. And for a second, I almost commented on his post and said like, is this a joke? Because you were just in my DMs a couple weeks ago.
Whoa.
But then I'm like...
You was going to put that on the actual post?
I was going to put that on the post, absolutely. But then I'm like, you know what? He's just going to delete that and block me.
100%.
So I decided to go about it a different way because I felt like he still needed to be exposed. And I wasn't going to slide into his girls' DMs because 2 reasons. One, a lot of time girls just end up getting offended by it.
Don't come to me as no woman.
Yeah, if I come to you as a woman just to like let you know something, like girls end up getting defensive about it or whatever. But the second thing was she wasn't even tagged in it. She wasn't anywhere on his Facebook page or anything, so I didn't even know who the girl was. So in any event, what I decided to do was, number one, I screenshotted the DM that he sent me in his engagement post, and I posted that up on my Instagram, like, look at this fool. So I exposed him that way. But then I said to myself, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, they were going through a rough patch. They were in a relationship, but they weren't engaged yet. They were just going through some struggles. So, and that was when he slid in my DM. So what happens now if a couple hours after he just announced that he's engaged, if I slide in his DMs and say, you know what, I will take you up on that offer for a proper date and for you to fly me out.
We're gonna take a shot in the middle of this one. This story is getting crazy. Oh shit.
So I did that, and I'm thinking maybe he's just gonna ignore it, or maybe he's gonna be like, that was before I was engaged, so I really can't do that. But no, he's like, DMs me his phone number. And then I'm like, okay, well now he could try to spin it as I was just being friendly. You know what I mean? I'm just giving her my phone number so that we can be friends. We can chat it up and all kinds of stuff like that.
Being a good guy. I got it. Continue. I'm following.
So I'm like, no. At this point, I'm going to see how far he's willing to actually take this to the point where he can't say he was just being friendly or it was just this or it was just that. I'm going to see if he's going to actually follow through and buy me a flight to come and go on a proper date with him. And we had this whole colloquy via text message where, you know, I was asking him, you know, what he had in mind in terms of a date and like all this stuff. He's trying to talk sweet to me and all this stuff. So he can't even play it off like it wasn't what it was. And then he follows through, buys me a whole plane ticket, round trip flight to go and see him in Louisiana and go on a date with him. Except he's like, you know what, a lot of stuff is closed, so we can just chill at my hotel. So he's gonna fly me out to chill in his hotel room with him. And mind you, like, me and him have never hung out before, and not one time does he mention that he just got engaged. In fact, in the course of this conversation that I'm having with him, he ends up actually blocking me from being able to see his engagement post.
Smart man. It's like, no, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
smart
no,
man,
I'm fucking
exactly.
with you. I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you.
Gets on my
Continue.
nerves.
Fucking with you. You know I be playing though, but continue. I'm listening to
So,
you. Okay.
I ended up, of course, I never had any intention of actually going and hanging out with him. Like, ew. So, what I ended up doing was switching the flight, and I didn't go. He hit me up in the morning. He bought the flight for the next day.
Damn.
He hit me up in the morning to check if I got on the flight. I ignored it. I was busy that day anyway. I was working. It was a weekday. I was working. And then later on in the day, around the time when my flight should have landed, I called up the hotel. I asked them if they could leave a note for one of the guests at the hotel. And I told them to write on the note, "Congratulations on your engagement and thank you for the plane tickets." And that was that.
Yeah, we need a bomb noise in the background. Like big ass call. Like, okay.
Then, but then, of course, you know, after he gets the message, you know, he sends me this long text about how, you know, I should have just talked to him about it. Him and his fiance have an understanding and all this other nonsense. And then he blocks me. Before I even get a chance to respond to him, he blocks me. So that was kind of where things left off. Except then the next day, I wake up and I go on Facebook. I don't know why I wake up and go on Facebook first thing. I don't know why we do that. But I wake up, I go on Facebook, and the first thing I see is that I'm tagged in a post by this man named Eric Malloy, by the way. His name is Eric Malloy from Franklin.
Damn.
And and he has this whole post going off on me, as if I wronged him in some way, as if I'm the one who was in the wrong because I switched the flight or whatever. He tried to make it seem like I was finessing him for a free flight, which was not the case. What I was doing was exposing him.
One second. Real quick in the comments, if y'all think she finessed him out of a flight, just put finesse. Continue. Somebody type finesse for me because my hands are occupied. Continue.
But what really threw me for a loop though was on top of the way that he tried to spin it and make it seem like it was something else, like I was a gold digger or something, was the fact that in his post he called me a hoe, he called me a slut, all these names, which I find hilarious because, ladies, am I lying when I say it's always the men who could never ever hit it who want to call you a slut or a hoe? Or any such term. Am I lying?
Or
somebody said exposed. That's right.
Somebody said finesse. I mean, sometimes it's that, and sometimes, ladies, I'm just gonna keep it real. You are a hoe. We know you a hoe, and we saying that because we know that. Like, it's sometimes it's just us hating, but sometimes it's true.
That's not the case for me,
I'm not saying that's the case for you. I'm just explaining that for ladies so they know.
To say that.
I mean,
about
and see, that's something I'm not gonna lie. I try not to get into that because technically, if I'm fucking with you, I'm fucking with a hoe. Like, and I used to kind of be that kind of angry guy when I was like 18, and I yelled at her, "You hoe?" She's like, "Yeah, but you be eating my ass," and I was like, "Damn, like I'm really the sucker here." So I don't really get into that, but continue because you finessed this man out of this flight, and he's upset now, visibly. Okay. How much was the flight?
And to be clear, when I went on, it said $700. I screenshotted it. I went on like the airline app, and it said $710 and something cents. Now, I don't know if he actually paid that out of pocket or if that included miles or whatever, but the value of the flight was $710 to fly me out for a proper date at a hotel. But anyway, so after I saw this Facebook post that he put up, and he said in the Facebook post, "I'm only going to leave this up for 2 days just in case any of y'all think that Val is a respectable woman so you can see what type of person she really is." All of that nonsense. So I continued to post all of this. As this was all unfolding, I was posting on Instagram. I know a lot of y'all saw it. And I posted that up. I screenshotted the status that he posted. And I put his number out there, and I said, if y'all are my friends, send this man a text message with a clown face so that he knows that he just got played and he's a clown. And a whole bunch, my DMs was flooded. I didn't post all of them, but a lot of people I know texted him. His phone was probably blowing up all day long. And he deserved that, because how dare you call me names, call me outside of my name, when you're the one who you basically tried to finesse me. Because even if his explanation was accurate, his explanation was that his fiance was in agreement with it. She was the one who bought the plane ticket. They had an understanding, et cetera, et cetera. Even if that was the case, then you were trying to play me. You were still trying to finesse me, basically. Like, you were hiding the fact that you had a fiance.
He wasn't trying to finesse you?
No, he was. Either he was trying to play her, or he was trying to play me, or both of us.
In the words of my nigga Gilly the Kid, he was trying to knock the stuffing out her turkey. Like, he was trying. That's what he was trying to have. Listen, from what I understand, and again, I don't know the situation, but it seems like this young man reached out to you because he was interested in you first. You faded him and left him on red. So he went about his business and decided
politely.
Right, but he went about his business and decided, you know what, this lady that I've been dealing with, I love her, I want to make it work with her. Sometimes it takes people a little while to realize what's in the focus of the picture. So he finally realized it and decided, you know what, I'm ready, I'm gonna marry her. And he proposed and she said yes. So that's it's not unfair.
But then how do you explain just hours later him still trying to talk to me?
So what I'm believing happened is he and his wife must have had some type of understanding. It's not uncommon that this is a thing, but I think him and his wife may have had understanding, like, yo, before we get married, if it's anybody that you want to knock off or anybody that you want to let knock you off, then, you know, we can do that. But, you know what I'm saying, we really not about to go into this marriage without making sure that, you know what I mean, all the filthy shit we want to do is out. I think so. And this is why I think that his wife had to have known about this, or fiance, we'll call her what she is. She had to know, because if you're trying to hide this, why would you put it on Facebook about what type of person Val is and how she tried to finesse you out of a flight?
That may be true. Again, like I said, if he wasn't trying to play her, he was still trying to play me.
But how is that?
Either way, he was being a sleazeball. Because if they have an agreement, that's got nothing to do with me. And now at this point, if she was on the same page as him, then she's just as much of a slime bag as he is. Because you're not gonna sit here and have your man go out and try to solicit another woman, not have the woman even be aware. Like, for all they know, I had no idea that he had a fiance or anything like that. In fact, like I said, he tried to block me from the post so I couldn't see that he had just gotten engaged. And he doesn't mention anywhere else on his page that he had a girlfriend or anything like that. Trust me, I checked, because at a certain point I thought he was just making her up and she wasn't even real. But
gave that man no credit, but okay.
But
so my thing is this, right? It's a Henny Sunday. Every Sunday is Henny Sunday.
Look at him. He's trying to text you now.
Listen. let everybody do what they do. Shout out to everybody. Listen, we're going to get back into this. I think I got something interesting to tell you when we come back, but we'll be back.
Eric Malloy's a sleaze bag, ladies and gentlemen.
Nah, man. Shout out to E, man. Free my dog.
Hashtag don't be like Eric.
Honey, are you fucking kidding me?
Say what you want. She ain't brother, don't check about her, double my dollars, yeah. Makes them more jealous with the Giuseppe's, Balenciagas, yeah. Niggas can say what they want, but we gon' still hustle narcotics. Bitches can say what they want, but we ain't gon' fuck up the profit. She ain't brother, don't check about her, double my dollars, yeah. Makes them more jealous with the Giuseppe's, Balenciagas, yeah. Niggas can say what they want, but we gon' still hustle narcotics.
Yeah, you ignorant. So pretty much she feels like he tried to finesse her, even though I feel like that's lit. So he literally paid for a flight immediately to fly you out. Like, that's like, women say that's what they want all the time. Like, yo, fly me out. I want to get flued out.
Not from a man who's not single.
I
Nobody
mean,
wants that from a man who's
so
not
what if
single.
him and his Joan had the arrangement when you came out there, they was gonna take care of you, rub you down, feed you grapes, and they was gonna take turns knocking the stuffing out your turkey.
That's fine, and they should have communicated that to me and given me the option of accepting or rejecting that.
So here's the thing then, why make
Don't put somebody in a corner.
Right, but so then why make it a public spectacle? Like, why make it like the Instagram
I felt
story?
like he deserved to be exposed. And it was funny, actually. To me, it was funny. I don't know. Maybe I have a twisted sense of humor. But the whole situation, the way that it played out, a little bit. But the whole situation, the way that it played out, to me was just really funny because this whole time, he's really thinking that he's pulling one over on me. And all the while, I'm just exposing him. Every conversation that we had, everything that I said to him was basically just a move in order to put him in a position where he can't sit here and say, oh, no, I was just being friendly, or no, I was just talking. No, the whole reason why I had him get me this flight was so that he could not talk his way out of what his intentions were. They were clear, crystal.
So I think you ended up switching the flight, right?
Yep, I switched the flight to San Diego. He ended up canceling it when all was
But this is where it gets, this is where, so I feel like, so in this story, from what I'm understanding, certain parts of it you may have been slightly, and I really don't know how much, but slightly justified. But then it's like where, I feel like you just took it overboard. Like you took the flight, switched the flight, put it on Instagram. After this man is trying to get married, it's like, if you're right, and he was trying to be sneaky, it's like, you don't want him, now she can't have him. It's just like, to me, it was just like, why strike with that much force? I feel like that's and I think we noticed that in relationships between men and women. I feel like shit that happens between us as far as maybe an argument in the house, I hurt your feelings by accident, you say fuck my mom, she sucked dick and she could die. It's like, damn, all I did was accidentally said something that hurt your feelings, but you went for the jugular. And I'm not saying that what Eric did was an accident, but I'm saying that I think it just part of being a mature adult is learning what type of situations deserve what type of reactions. I feel like you could have, like, be a G. Like, if he really is on some slimy sucker shit, be a G and let him know he's stupid and walk off high. And men do it all the time. We don't never expose the silly, goofy shit y'all come in our DMs talking about. A lot of y'all be sounding whack as hell, but we don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't be saying
nothing in anybody's DMs, first of all.
Right, so you've never slid in a DM. You've never.
Honestly, no. I have not approached a dude first in DMs.
Never.
I'll respond every once in a while, but like even then, like I don't entertain it most of the time. But no.
Okay. So then you might be the one rule, like the one person that's an exception to the rule, but I don't know. I feel like we don't expose y'all. Sometimes y'all do slimy, sleazy shit too.
That's
like,
true. That's very true.
Keep it G and just let it rock. Like I feel like you tried to damage that man's image, his potential marriage.
But I think anybody who tries to play me deserves to get played 10 times harder. That's just my personal philosophy. Don't try to play me. It's not difficult, and it's not difficult to not be a dickhead. Like, just be a decent human.
Okay. So you saying that had he just said to you, yo? Because here's the thing about honesty. We always say we want it, but when it come out, it sound fucked up. So you saying you wanted him to hit you and be like, hey, yo, I respect you. I think you're a dope black woman. I'm about to get married. And I always wanted to kind of knock the stuffing out your turkey. I told my wife, she's cool with it. We want to fly you out here, feed you grapes, and do nasty things to you. Would that have been better?
Yes, that would have been better. I would have said no. But I wouldn't have blasted him. Well, and I wouldn't have disrespected him in any way. Like I would have respected the fact that he at least came and said, you know, this is what it is, this is what it was. And it would have ended there. That would have been the end of it. I never would have blasted him, never would have exposed him. But instead of coming honestly, he decided to be on some sleazeball stuff.
Dealing with women is like dealing with the police, man. Being honest always fuck you up. Well, who threw the first punch?
How did it fuck them up?
I did. He's going to jail. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just with, I don't know. I feel like him.
It wouldn't have fucked them up is what I'm saying, because I wouldn't have taken it there. And I will concede maybe I took it too far when all was said and done. I don't think I did. But an argument could be made that I took it too far. I understand that. But at the end of the day, like, whether I took it too far or not, I mean, I don't know. Like, I just feel like he was dead wrong in the situation to begin with. That's what it comes down to. So
you don't think you're, like, in the term of the definition of a savage, you don't think that your actions were somewhat savage in this particular example?
In a certain sense. I mean, it depends on how you're looking at it.
So what sense would you agree that it was savage? Since you say in certain senses you could see that, so how would you see it being savage?
I mean, I publicly exposed him. I took screenshots of everything, every little stupid thing that he was saying, all the stupid stuff that he was doing, and I posted it on Instagram. Like, sure, that's some savage stuff.
Let's stop right there real quick. Wait, before the flight, we're gonna stop there. So now, certain things that women say they want from us, especially as black men, they want us to be open, connected to our feelings. Don't be afraid to show y'all that we love y'all. But then you see motherfuckers, trying to be nice and sweet and getting screenshotted and exposed all day. So it's like that makes it a harder situation for us to have a successful relationship. Because now if I want to be lovey-dovey, or I want to trust you, or I want to kind of warm up to you so that I can make you my girlfriend, I'm nervous because I'm like, nah, I just seen her finesse a nigga for a flight, and expose them. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But I feel like you're conflating the issues at the same time, because, like, I mean, even if you saw me post all of that and you as a man feel some type of way about it, you feel threatened, like, oh, I just saw her finesse this dude for a flight or whatever the case may be. Like, to me, you don't need to be talking to me at all, because if you can identify with him in that situation, you're somebody that I don't want nothing to do with.
Okay, so let me flip. If the situation was on the other foot, like if you know, if the shoe was on the other foot in this situation, and a man finessed a woman out of a flight, what would we be saying about that man? Would he not be like crucified, looked at crazy?
You keep using this word finesse. Like, I wasn't trying to finesse him. That wasn't the point of all this. And somebody asked, what was I looking to accomplish? What I was looking to accomplish
That's a great question.
What I was looking to accomplish was to establish, without any room for misunderstandings, that this dude was a whole slime bag. Because I know how men are. I know how quickly they can talk their way out of situations and say, oh no, it wasn't like that. I wasn't really gonna get her a flight. I was just talking. You know, that was just talk. I was just flirting. Blah 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 blah. No, I let him sit there and actually book me a whole flight so that he could not sit there and say, oh, it was just talk, I was just playing around. No, you actually followed through with it. And then you followed up with me the morning of the flight to make sure that I got on the plane.
So what do you say to the people? Well, okay, yeah. I don't want you to think that I'm sitting here completely, like I said, I'm a fair person. I believe right on both sides, and wrong on both sides should be examined. But so what do you say to the people that say, you seen this man, you know, get engaged, he's finally happy, and now on some hate and shit, you come in from the side, like, let me see if this nigga still want to deal with me. And he fell for the bait, because I feel like, why?
It wasn't some hate and shit. What I would have liked, in my perfect world, a woman should be able to come to another woman and say, you know what, I just think you should know, and I'm not judging you if this is who you choose to be with at the end of the day. Regardless, that's your prerogative, but I want you to be aware, woman to woman, that just 2 weeks before y'all got engaged, he was talking about flying me out for a date. And I don't know what understanding y'all have. I'm not judging you one way or the other, and I'm not telling you what to do, but this is what it is. But instead, what ends up happening, if a woman does come at another woman that way, the woman often gets defensive, or the man will weasel his way out of it. He'll talk his way out and try to make it seem like it was more, like his intentions were more innocent than they actually were. Right. Because of the way that things played out, and the way that I exposed him, and the way that everything happened, he can't talk his way out of it. That was the whole point.
But what, and so you explained the logic, but again, what were you trying to accomplish? Were you trying to mess up this man's marriage? Why? But expose him for what though? You don't want
for being a slime bag.
So
and trying to play me.
And I think that, like I said, I think that's just to come at that man's situation like that. It's like, why? Like, you know what I'm saying? Then you don't want him anyway. You wasn't. All right. So here's my question, just to make sure I got the details correct. He posted the engagement and then he slid in your DMs, or he posted the engagement and you slid in his DMs?
He was in my DMs 2 weeks.
No. I understand that part. I get that, but I'm saying, so he posted the engagement,
and then 2 hours after,
you slid in his DMs. Yes. So you pretty much plotted. You said, let me see if I could fuck this situation up.
Like, it wasn't me trying to fuck the situation up. I was actually honestly thinking that he was just going to either ignore my DM, or he was going to be like, you know what, I'm engaged now, I really can't be doing this.
So you tested him.
And neither one of those two things happened. It turns out he was just plain sleazy. I was actually giving him an out, because I'm thinking, since he DM'd me 2 weeks before he got engaged, that he's sleazy. But I'm like, let me not jump to conclusions. Maybe he wasn't on some sleazy stuff. But if I hit him up on the day he just announced that he's engaged, and he's still entertaining me, still talking about flying me out, then yeah, he's just plain sleazy, period. And I'm gonna tell you the other thing that I was trying to accomplish here, it's a cautionary tale, because I've said this before. If you're trying to cheat on your girl, your wife, if you're anything but single and you want to be that kind of person who's gonna go behind their back, don't try it with me. I've said that before, and I've threatened to expose people before. And now I've made good on that. And it's a warning to all you men out there who are not single. Don't slide in my DMs, because I'm siding with your girl, and more importantly, I'm siding with myself, because I have enough self-respect to tell you to F off if you're trying to talk to me and you're not single.
And she will finesse.
When the love turn to hate, money getting low, baby on the way. You just trying to get paid. When the love turn to hate, shorty said you done with me, I can see it in your face. It was real, now it's fake. When the love turn to hate, Supposed to be your codeine until he went stay. Let's see it in his face. When love turn to hate. Running with the bass, hit home plate, thought you was savage.
We got Eric on hold, everybody. Everybody that's just tuning in, Hood Morning Podcast. It's your boy J.O. Gotta Chill. We got some drama that occurred.
Is he on the phone?
Yeah, he on the phone. Him and his wife gonna be on the phone. We had some drama that occurred. We think Val finessed the man out of $710 in a flight. She's saying that he deserved it. He's a slime ball because he recently posted that he was engaged. She slid in his DMs and he still offered to fly her out. Never mentioned the wife, anything like that. I'm thinking that him and his wife was gonna run a train on Val when they got her down there. They was gonna feed her grapes.
That's disgusting. Like, you can't just plot on somebody like that and not have them be in on it. Like, that. Don't you understand how
what if you
wrong
would have
that
came
is?
there and the vibe would have been lit, bro? They would have had you oiled
my
down,
God.
massaged. You feel me? Like, so we got Eric on the phone. We got Eric coming
is
through. We got
mind-blowing.
we got
You
no
can't- you
bright.
can't
I don't
set
agree.
somebody up
You entertained
like that.
someone you didn't want. Should have told him and left it alone. That's my Mo Bright.
Okay.
Consistency wins. Shout out to him.
You are entitled to
He's
your
right. Yo,
opinion.
real men gonna tell you that. Anybody that's being
No,
real, that's not
I
afraid.
think sleazebag men are gonna
No,
side
that's
with
not
him.
sleazebag shit. Tell
I think
me,
Mo Bright and
like,
you
why?
and anybody else who sides with him in a situation is a sleazebag.
I think anybody
that's
that-
how I feel.
Yo,
Sorry, Mo
yo,
Bright, but that's my perspective.
yo, Eric, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you barely, but I can hear you, bro. What's good, man?
What's up, man? Listen, man. Thank you. You are on the Hood Morning Podcast. I got a Val sitting next to me here. A lot of crazy shit's being said, man, and we kind of want to know, like, man, what's going on? She's saying you a sleazeball.
I mean, that's to one's opinion, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really worried about that, you know what I'm saying? It didn't cause any, you know what I'm saying, any friction within my relationship, you feel me?
Dang.
So, I mean, we can get into it, though.
I like it. So, pretty much her whole thing is that, 2 weeks prior, you slid in her DMs, and she didn't respond. She faded you. She seen you put up a post of you getting married.
I responded.
And-
I didn't say I didn't
oh, you
respond.
responded?
I politely declined.
You politely declined. Okay, so then she's saying she faded the initial request. She seen that you had put up a post about your engagement and decided to then see how far she could push this idea of you trying to talk to her as more than a friend. Is that?
I don't like the way that you're.
Wait, all right, let me let
explaining what
Val
happened,
explain it. I'm
but-
gonna let Val, you want to explain it?
Like I
as quickly as you
said,
can?
2 weeks after he was in my DMs, talking about flying me out for a proper date, I see that he's engaged. So I went and I DM'd him back and said, "I'll take you up on the offer now, just to see if was he in a moment of weakness when he reached out to me, or what was the situation? Is he on a different wavelength now that he's engaged?" But no, that's not how it played out. But I'm gonna, from here on out, I'm not gonna say another word. I'm gonna let him speak.
Tell us what happened, bro, because this is sounding crazy.
All right, well, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to put me and my fiancé, you know what I'm saying, our personal life out there like that, but I'm never in a situation where I need to, you know what I'm saying, sneak and do nothing. You feel me?
Say
But
less.
basically our agreement was, you know what I'm saying, whatever things we wanted to, you know what I'm saying, experience before we actually tied the knot, you feel me? We free to do that or whatever. But, you know what I'm saying, I did hit Val up, you know what I'm saying, it was on some, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't really, you know what I'm saying, on that type of time. I'm just like, all right, whatever, cool. You know what I'm saying? Then the day I put the pic of my fiance's ring up there, because, I mean, we've been engaged. It's just the first time I put it up there. You know what I'm saying? She had slid in my DMs, but when my girl saw that shit, she was like, this is probably a setup, E. I'm like, I don't think so. Just because, honestly, I've never viewed her as that type of person at all. Like, I always thought she was beautiful growing up. You know what I'm saying? She's an accomplished, you know what I'm saying, lawyer. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to the positive things she does do. You feel me? And, like, I saw her active in the Black Lives Movement and shit. You feel me? So I never even saw her as that type of person on that type of time. You feel me? So I was like, nah, I don't think so. I think it's maybe just coincidental. And my girl was basically like, well, I mean, shit, a deal's a deal. I mean, it's whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? Politicking with her or whatever, she was like, oh, she's stressed, she want to get away, maybe I'll take you up on that offer to proper date, as I put it, or whatever.
Oh, shit.
I'm just like, all right, cool. But the problem was, I'm on base, literally right now, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I have horrible service out here. Like, this is fucking Leesville, bro. It's fucking sticks and shit. You feel me? So, I couldn't do this shit. So, my girl booked her the flight, bro. I was gonna have I could actually call her right
Wait. Your lady booked the flight?
Yeah, bro. It's nothing. It's a fucking flight, bro.
So it wasn't no sneaking at all. Cause clearly, if your lady booking the flight, she gotta know it ain't. Okay, cool. Continue.
Like we literally got I don't have a single bed suite in this one, so she was really cool with it because it's like it could be that or it don't gotta be. Either way, you know what I'm saying? It's whatever. You feel me?
So y'all.
Where was my say in this? Like,
They was
where
gonna
was
give
my
you-
say in a couple having an agreement?
Wait a minute. Let him finish
Hold
telling
on,
his
hold on.
side.
I'll let you speak and get out your perspective. Your opportunity
he let
to
me
do all
speak.
that was through
Appreciate
communication.
that.
You failed to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I
You just
failed to
said-
communicate.
Hold on.
Let him talk.
Okay, my bad.
Cut you off, mama. Look, check this. You said you chose to try to push the envelope after seeing the photo, so you knew she was in existence. You could have said something. You would have found out right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
So
since
then
you
why
try to
did
push
you
the
block
flight-
me? Why did you block me from your engagement post?
I
Let him
let you
talk.
bro.
Let him talk.
You know what I'm
We
saying?
got you.
And
Go
when
ahead. Keep
we saw-
talking. Let him talk.
When we saw that she tried to switch the flight, my girl was like, "Oh, that's what type of time she on." You know what I'm saying? Like she trying to play you, bro. And then when it didn't work out, that's when I got a bunch of goofy niggas. You know what I'm saying? Hit my phone and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like our perspective was she went from trying to play me to it backfiring, and then out of spite, she gonna do some goofy move. You feel me?
How did it backfire?
She said, "How did it backfire?" I mean, I know how it
How did it
backfired,
backfire
but you
on
gotta
you?
explain it to her.
How did it backfire on me?
Because you claimed you was trying to come out here and then tried to get a flight to San Diego. You know what I'm saying? That was no-go.
How's that
So-
a backfire?
Because you know.
What
I
bad
mean,
what
and
bad
your
happened?
intent was,
No, answer the question. No, Eric, answer the question
You know
though.
what I'm saying? How far you can push the envelope? Why switch the flight?
You
Why
have
not
to
just
you have
stop
to
it there
answer.
and then,
Eric,
you know
I'm
what
asking you a
it
direct
out, quote, unquote,
question.
As you would put it. You feel me?
I'm asking you a direct
If
question
that was your
though.
intent,
him a
why
second,
try to change the flight?
I'm asking you a direct question though. What was the backfire? What was the negative impact on me other than you putting up a post calling me a hoe and a slut?
I mean,
Explain
I
it.
guess nothing. I don't really know. I don't really
Boom.
care. At the end of the day, it doesn't affect my relationship. Me and my girl are super solid. You feel me? Like, that was just you trying to, I don't know what would cause you to do that, but I mean, it doesn't cause any stress or strife on my life. And I still don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I made it clear to them. I don't want to come on this show to try to, you know what I'm saying, come at you in any negative way because it doesn't affect me and I don't get off on shit like that. You feel me? But at the end of the day,
You gotta tell your side.
it is what it is, bro.
Let me make sure I understand something though. So what you said is you've always known her growing up. She's beautiful. She's an accomplished woman, strong black woman who you respect. And she's active in the Black Lives Matter movement, which I love her for that too. This woman that you held in high standards, instead of just keeping it real with you and being honest and asking you then like,
No,
yo, what's up?
you're-
Like, wait, I'm
you're
gonna
going in the
let you
wrong
talk. I'm gonna let you
direction,
talk. I'm gonna let you talk. I swear to God, I'm gonna let you talk. I just want to make sure I understand his perspective. We've got your perspective.
But this is exactly the problem. Y'all always want to stand with each other and disrespect women. I swear to God.
This is
y'all.
not us disrespecting nobody. I'm gonna tell you what this really is. And we're gonna get into this in a little bit too, but I hold men and women to the same standard.
No, you obviously
We are
don't.
all adults, but let's continue. So you hold this woman in this high regard and you feel like instead of her just being honest and asking you like, yo, what's up, yo? I just seen you post about getting married. She played you, finessed you, switched the flight, and then had niggas texting your phone. Is that pretty much the gist of what you're saying?
This is sad.
Basically,
This is
I
getting
mean,
sad
that's
now.
basically what actually happened. So, I
This is
mean,
getting really sad.
Wait,
so
Val,
you know,
your
because you
turn.
spun it into, you said all this stuff about, this woman who you held in high esteem and all this stuff. And instead of saying, why didn't you just keep it real with her? You flip it on me and say that I'm the problem because I didn't come at him in a different way.
That's not me flipping
That's-
anything. That was me asking him his perspective.
No, but you
That is what
seem
he
to
thinks.
agree with it, though.
I don't agree with
You
it.
seem to
I'm
think that,
putting the facts out there on the table for both sides.
Because you say that you hold men and women to the same standard, but that's not true, is it? Because you're expecting.
Yeah, damn. He hung up.
You're
Yeah,
expecting-
I feel him.
you're-
Shout out to Eve.
You're expecting that I would have some obligation to be honest with him about what my intentions were, but you're ignoring the fact that he was completely dishonest with me from the gate.
So wait, do you think that both of you had an obligation or both of you had responsibility? He had a responsibility to tell you. I agree with that.
I wasn't the one.
He had
I
a
wasn't the one in a
responsibility.
relationship.
So it's not your responsibility to ask. So when you meet a man, like regular situation, you don't ask, yo, hey, are you involved? Do you have a girl? Somebody that thinks you're your girl?
If a man, that's the problem. If a man approaches me for a date on some stuff like that.
So when you meet a man, okay.
If a man approaches me for a date or something, I shouldn't have the burden of asking him, are you in a relationship or anything like that?
Both of you should ask that question to make sure.
No. Why can't we live in a society where men don't try to reach out to women and hit on women and slide in women's DMs if they're not single? Why is that such a complicated concept? Why can't you just be
Because not
decent?
everybody believes in your monogamous way of thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, that's a good point.
Like you are forcing your perspective on the world. Had you asked, you would have found out, no, I'm not single at all, bro.
I'm not forcing my perspective on anybody, though.
If you chose to keep the conversation going after finding out I'm not single, it would have went the exact same way.
I'm not forcing my perspective on anybody because at the end of the day, I respect people's rights to be in open relationships, to be swingers, whatever you want to do, whatever works for you, that works for you. But what you don't do is you don't trick people into trying to come into your way of life without being transparent about it. Without being transparent about it. By not being forthcoming.
Because first of all, when you hit me, the first thing I said was, LOL, whoa, hold on. Are you serious? Because I really, as soon as you said that, you know what I'm saying, after I posted, you know what I'm saying, me and my fiance's ring or whatever, and the first thing she said was, it's probably set up because I held you in a different light. I was like, no, I think it's kind of just coincidental. But even if it is, you know what I'm saying, it's not like the post was hidden from the world. You know what I'm saying? The world saw it. You feel me?
No, but you did hide it from me.
So either way, you know what I'm saying, either way, you knew I wasn't single. You chose to. So how can you say people try to trick you when you technically did exactly what you're saying? That's what you don't do. You don't try to trick somebody.
Eric, why did you later block me from being able to see your engagement post?
No, I blocked you, period.
No. You didn't block me, period, until yesterday. I checked. Prior to that, yes, this is a fact. I went on your profile prior to that. You blocked me from the engagement post specifically. And I know this because we have hella mutual friends. And I asked one of them to go on and see, did he take the post down altogether or did he just block me from it? And you had, in fact, blocked me specifically from your engagement post. You're just going to deny that? Is that what you're doing?
No, I
You're just
didn't.
Gonna come on and lie?
You in general.
Dang.
No, as of yesterday, you did. As of the time when all of this was unfolding. No, because I've been on your profile since then to check and see if you said any other dumb shit about me. If you had blocked me, period, I wouldn't have seen the post that you posted about me the next morning. So that's not true. But the day that all of this unfolded, you blocked me from being able to see your engagement post. You're just going to straight up lie about that now? Is that what you're going to do?
My reality is way cooler.
Or did you not tell your fiance that part? You just didn't tell your fiance that part, right? So now you got to put on a front?
I didn't come on here to fight with you because, I mean, you didn't make or break my life in any way. I was asked my perspective. That's my perspective. And, I mean, we can keep rolling.
Anything you want to shout out, E? Like anything, tell the people that may not know you who you are. Is anything you doing? Like any business ventures, anything like that? We're going to use this for a positive if we can.
Yeah, absolutely. And shout out to you for your podcast. I love seeing people do positive things. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
I'm going to shout out my fiance's business. I'm co-owner of Hot Commodity. You know what I'm saying? It's a women's fashion boutique, Black and veteran owned.
Okay.
It's HAUTEKOMODITY.com. We have a boutique.
You really giving this man a platform. I ain't with it.
Santa Monica, California.
I ain't
You guys
with it.
ever in the area?
I'm sorry.
Check us
No.
out.
I'm gonna just talk over this bullshit.
Chill, don't do that.
I know COVID's going on right now. We make sure all of our products are sanitized and everything like that. We make sure all of our vendors have been vetted. You know, we don't really fuck
What's
with
up, Matt?
companies coming out of China right now just because of what's going on.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's one of
And
my
the free
proudest
promo,
moments
exactly.
because I was
This
able to make our
bananas.
dreams come true. And
This is not-
it's definitely going well right now. Also, I have a shoe called SOI International. We're partnered
Are
with
you
Texas
serious
Rangers.
right
I'm
now?
about to end
For
this.
anybody.
Are you really serious?
Yo, listen, you good. Listen, we got to take a break. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit me offline with all that so I can make sure that get posted and put out there. Thank you for coming on for your perspective.
No problem at all. Much love to y'all.
You already know, bro. Good morning.
All right, go.
I don't know what that gum shit
Y'all
is.
go on
But
Yelp
now,
and leave
listen,
them
we got to take a
bad
break.
reviews.
When we get back, we're going to wrap up and talk about, this whole, I guess, the synopsis that we learned from this as far as respect goes. I think my thing is you cannot be a gangster and a plaintiff at the same time. You can't be out here acting like a savage and then crying for help and protection and saying things are unfair. But let's take a break and we'll get into that when we get back. Good morning.
I got racks busting out these fucking Balmain jeans. Ay, shorty told me that she just a Margiela fiend. Had to tell them boys, please don't intervene. Please don't intervene. I got racks busting out these fucking Balmain jeans. Shorty told me that she just a Margiela fiend. All my bitches coming like they all tax fiends. Kept this grab the chopper and they came with a beam. You got shooters, I got killers, but don't try to play me. Swiping so damn much, I just hold out the machine.
Listen, we back. All right, man. Val, don't listen. Calm down. We're gonna take a shot to. I don't even know. Just take a shot to taking a shot so we can calm down.
I don't even really want to choose you right now. Like I'm low key mad at you.
Why you mad at me?
Because like you really siding with this dude.
I'm not siding with nobody. Here's the
This
truth,
is so
man.
typical.
I hold everybody, like I was saying before, to the same standard. I notice a lot of women say things like, J.O., you be mad at women. No, I'm not mad. I hold y'all to the same standard. I hold Domino Black to the same standard that I hold motherfucking Wanda Jackson to. And shout out to them because it's both of their birthdays tomorrow. We're going to take a shot to their birthdays. That's what we're going to do. Shout out to my mama.
Happy birthday.
So, I hold everybody to the same standard. I feel like at the end of the day, like, women are powerful. And y'all talk about it. We queens, especially black women, we queens. We're strong. You know, we the world and the earth come from us. I believe every word of it. So that's the standard that I hold y'all to. So in this situation, I expected you, and maybe I'm wrong for holding you to this standard, but I feel like, yo, dead that shit from the beginning and walk away like a G. Because if it was Domino Black, for example, and he came to me, I would be like, yo, come on, bro. Nah, don't do that dumb shit.
And I do get that. And I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday who said the same thing. He was like, I understand why you did what you did. You weren't wrong, but I just feel like you are above that. Like that whole situation was beneath you. And I understand. That's what who was saying.
He said he thought you wasn't on that.
He doesn't get to have an opinion.
Why?
Eric Malloy does not get to have an opinion.
Because you have
he
an
was
opinion
the
of him.
slime ball.
Because you have an opinion of him.
Y'all still don't
Wait,
see how he was
that's
wrong.
perfect though. So he doesn't
Y'all
get.
still don't see
He doesn't
how
deserve
he was
protection.
wrong?
He doesn't deserve protection.
Protection?
He doesn't
What do you
deserve
mean by
any type of
protection?
protection.
What are you even talking about right now? Like what?
He don't deserve any type of a.
What are you talking about?
Why are you yelling?
Because like I'm flabbergasted.
We need to take another shot.
Perplexed right now. Like how do you find a way to side with
Mr.
him?
Henny.
Like
Listen,
what does that say about you?
That says nothing about me. That says that I'm a fair person and I look at both sides of the wheel. What do you mean? You got a perspective. That man just explained to you it wasn't cheating. If you would have asked, he would have told you when him and his wife was in on it together. They were going to explain it.
Why should any woman have to ask a man who approaches her for a date?
Why is
if
it
he's
solely
single or
one
not?
person? Why is it one adult's responsibility and
It's the
something
adult,
that both
the adult
two
who's
adults are
approaching,
entering in that?
the adult who's approaching the other person, who's hitting on the other person, who's sliding the other person's DMs, that's the adult whose responsibility it is to say if they're in a relationship, if in fact they are. That's whose responsibility
I disagree.
is,
I think it's
period.
both. I think I know me.
If I
go on dates.
If I slid in a dude's DMs, it would be on me to say if I'm in a relationship.
Okay.
If a dude slides in my DMs, that's on him. I'm not gonna ask. So you're telling me that from now on, anytime a dude asks me to go on a date, my next course of action as a woman should be to ask him, well, I don't know. Are you single? Do you have a woman? Do you have a fiance? Do you have a wife?
You don't have to. You don't have to put it.
Initial
You don't have to
response,
put it in a questionnaire type form, but you can say, yeah, I mean, listen, are you completely single? Like, is there any people say it all the time? Is it anybody that's your girlfriend or think they're your girlfriend or you got a crazy ex? You can ask that.
Why do we need to ask that question?
Why not? That's a simple question
should the
to
burden
ensure
be on
that
us to ask?
it's not a burden. If you want to make sure that you're not engaging in something that's going to be a headache for you, then I think you can ask and he can tell too. Because again, if him and his girl got an arrangement, how the fuck do you put that out there early? Hey, yo, what's up, girl? I think you dope. Me and my girl be fucking Jones, and we think that, you know what I mean, you would be a perfect Jones. Nah, like, it's one of them, let's get to know each other, let's talk.
Honestly,
and then in the
like,
midst of that, when the vibe is right, I'm going to tell you, listen, me and her going to knock the stuffing out your fucking turkey.
I'm bothered by, you're gross. I'm bothered by the fact that like men don't want to take responsibility for these things, and y'all want to put the responsibility on women. You want to put the onus on women to ask you questions about things that you should be forthcoming about from the gate.
So I'm wrong for thinking that both parties, how a person that says 50-50, both parties have 50-50 responsibility in an engagement. How am I picking a side? Am I not being as fair as possible? That's literally splitting it down the middle.
What do you mean? How?
How is that not fair, though?
Make it make sense to me, please.
I love that hashtag, by the way.
Make it make sense.
It makes sense. It's your responsibility to ensure you're not engaged. Because girls say that shit. Yeah, oh my God, he was fucking married. And it's like, well, damn, did you ask questions? And sometimes y'all do, sometimes y'all don't. Sometimes y'all wait till it's too late. And it's like, yo, why not ask that up front to make sure? You don't value yourself enough to say, yo, let me make sure this nigga not. Because again, I don't think Eric Malloy was being a sleazeball, but I think there are some men that are being sleazeballs and that have been. In his situation, him and his wife have an arrangement, an agreement. Here's my point. I want to make this point.
But before you even move on though, because you're still making the point that it's on women to ask that question. What you're saying reminds me so much of why rape culture is a problem too. Because the first thing that y'all ask is see how you roll your eyes.
Because nobody said nothing about rape. But go ahead.
No, but it's an analogy. When a woman gets raped or something, and a man asks, "Well, what were you wearing? Well, did you lead him?"
That's not what I'm asking.
No, but it's the same thing because when a woman gets misled by a dude or anything like that, like why or when a woman gets approached by a man who's in a relationship, why would your first question be, well, did you ask him if he was in a relationship?
That's not my first, but I said that's,
I
think that's both responsibilities. And let me explain something, because I'm not talking about rape culture at all. But what they're talking about in that example, and that is an extreme example, but they're talking about being responsible. Example, I cannot call you a bitch. If I say bitch, I'm going to be looked at like the craziest dude in the world. But when we are in the club, and everybody feeling good, and this song come on, doom, doom, doom. Real ass bitch, give a fuck. Everybody in that motherfucker bend over and act like they are Miss Twerk some her motherfucking self. And at the end of the day, this is the images that get put out. Y'all are beautiful. We could two-step. Why the fuck we got to get the twerk wave all day long? And again, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with twerking, but it's like you can't complain that I'm looking at you sexually when you are over here bent the fuck over and your ass cheeks are clapping somehow without you even moving. Like, it's at the end of the day, it's like, yo, you cannot.
What does this have to do with me?
It's about responsibility. I'm talking about what you talked about with rape culture. It's about responsibility. You cannot blame men for over-sexualizing you, but don't hold Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj to that same fucking standard. You mad if Future call you a bitch, but if Meg Thee Stallion say we nasty bitches and hit that dangly thing in the back of my fucking throat and everybody cool with that, like, nah, we holding y'all to the same fucking standard as everybody or J.O. is. And that's why people, oh, he's mad. I'm not mad. I hold you to the same standard I hold my niggas to. If Domino Black come out here in some fucking tighty whities with his print all out trying to get clout, I'm gonna be hitting him like, yo, bro, you wilding the fuck out. What is you doing? I'm gonna hold him to the same standard as I'm gonna hold you to, and that's how it should be. The truth is, here's the truth. This is why men have dimmed down that fucking standard over the years. And here's the truth: it's weak niggas not knowing how to get pussy. If you just be yourself and she likes you, she will more than likely deal with you, have sex with you, do anything else that you want her to do with you. But what niggas do is we hide the truth and we lie to y'all so we can get some ass. I'm not with that. If you ain't about to fuck me because you know who I am, then I don't need to hit that pussy. There's plenty other ones.
Well, then why are you supporting what Eric did then, if that's the case?
I'm supporting
because from what I heard, he and his fiance had an agreement that I wasn't privy to, that I knew nothing about.
Again, you didn't give him a chance to even.
I didn't give him a chance.
It didn't go there.
I didn't give him a chance.
It didn't go there.
So in our conversations, when he was talking about flying me out and he bought me a plane ticket to go on a date with him and all that stuff, he didn't have a chance.
Eric also sat there.
He had a chance to buy a plane ticket, but he didn't have a
Eric
chance to
sat right there on the phone and said that him and his girl were going to sit down and talk with you and explain the situation. And they said if you were with it, cool, and if you weren't, it didn't have to be on that type of time. At the end of the day, they come like no pressure, but he respected you and heard you say you were stressed, having a hard time, and decided to fly you the fuck out. That's how he was thinking about it. It would have been something that would have been discussed, and it wasn't going to be no rape.
Out to Louisiana?
Why not? Now at that point, if you don't want to fuck, you don't have to.
No,
what do you mean? You're not fucking nobody now.
Let's say
and now you got flew out, you got fed grapes, you got treated good, and you had a good time. You told that man, I'm going through shit and I want to have a good time.
J.O., let's say hypothetically I didn't know that he had a fiance, because again, he did, regardless of what he said, which was just a flat out lie, he blocked me from seeing his engagement post. So for all he knew, I hadn't seen it yet, and I didn't know he had a fiance. So I go down to Louisiana. Let's say I really like this dude, and I'm thinking we're about to go on a proper date, as he said, those were his words, a proper date. and I get down there and him and his fiance are waiting for me, how do you think I would have felt?
You might have been upset, but if you say no,
I might have been
no
upset.
harm, no foul. Let's still go out and have
Wow.
drinks and have a good time. What do you mean? Y'all don't
Wow.
have to fuck.
So you don't
can
think
present
you don't think he had any responsibility to tell me that
So
I wasn't
again,
meeting with him? I was
what
meeting
I
with
said
him and
earlier-
his fiance.
People in the comments are saying she deserved full disclosure before the flight.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay, I can see why they think that. There was women that said that, or men. It's like, nah, let me stop. But nah, I respect
Well,
that.
I think a lot of
And
women
again,
can relate.
you asked me a question, so
Go ahead.
It is 50% his responsibility to tell you, and 50% your responsibility
Completely
to check.
disagree.
Like, what do you?
They say the land of the free. Well, tell me why I feel fenced in. They say protect and serve. The judge judged like a henchman. He was only 16 when the feds came in and pinched him. Modern day lynching. He faced a life sentence. He was a scholar. College was tempting. Could been a doctor or maybe a dentist. He had it harder. He been through them trenches, and that made him stronger. Now he's an Olympian. Now they got him boxed in.
Oh my God.
This shit is bleeding.
All right. So what are we getting into next?
So listen,
I
man.
thought you got some more to say.
Listen. I just want to wrap this up because I feel like you tried to paint me in a negative way, and I'm not a bad guy. I do love the fuck out of black women. Like I love black people. Period.
I hope so.
But I hold us to the same standard as anyone else, and that's not like somebody said to me that you be sounding like you all lives matter in our shit. No, I'm not. But so example, when we say Black Lives Matter, right? Doesn't that mean black men and women?
Absolutely.
Why is there a distinction?
That's the
But
point.
but black women don't say that. Black women lives matter. Sandra Bland killer ain't been caught. Breonna Taylor killer ain't been caught, and we know that. My nigga, none of us is getting fucking justice. Black Lives
true.
Matter
That's
means black
absolutely
men
true.
and women, but women find a way to take the shit and make it even more so about them. And to me, it's like,
No,
why?
it's not that.
Why can't we rock as a fucking people?
We should
You-
rock as a people. The problem is that black women get disrespected in different ways. And it's not that we have it worse than black men. It's just that we get left behind.
To it through their eyes. The same
And-
way we're relating to it through our eyes.
And that-
Listen, ever since the Black Panthers first originated, when we were talking back in the 60s and the 70s, black women ended up branching off into black feminism because the feminist movement led by white women was leaving black women behind, and the black rights movement, which was led by black men, was leaving black women behind too. Black women were being disrespected. Even within the Black Panthers, we were the backbone of it in a lot of ways, and we had certain important roles. If you look at Angela Davis, you look at Assata Shakur,
Right, talk
they
shit.
were the backbone of it in a certain
Talk shit.
sense, but they were still being disrespected in a lot of ways because a black woman is uniquely situated to be discriminated against as a black person and as a woman. And that's
Understandable.
why we try to say protect black women as a reminder, don't leave us behind. We're not saying don't protect black men. Black women protect black men in every way we possibly can.
Let me ask you a question about that. How do black women protect black men?
At
Because we
so-
don't understand it.
Okay.
Because let me say this before
ahead.
you go, and I love y'all and everything y'all do for us. Shout out to y'all, but yelling, get off of him, officer, while they locking us the fuck up to take us into that building. If you ain't never been locked the fuck up, I'm telling you, boy, you don't understand. It is a different type of world inside that motherfucker. Next episode, I'm gonna tell you about when I was in Atlanta and I got locked up for 3 days. It was the scariest, worst, the craziest shit ever. But anyway, it's like, yeah, like how do y'all protect us? Cause y'all, what are y'all doing? We still getting shot and arrested.
Yeah, and who's on the front lines of every social movement to try and stop that from happening? Black women.
And
who
black-
coined the term Black Lives Matter? Who made that popular? Black women.
Okay.
Who's on the front lines every day fighting for black men? Black men, for sure, and
I
black
was gonna
women.
get there.
And black women. It's not like we're not doing everything that we possibly can to protect y'all. But are
But-
you doing everything you possibly can
Yes,
to protect us?
yes.
I don't think you are, and I'm not even necessarily blaming y'all and saying it's intentional because I don't think a lot of black men realize the reasons why black women are uniquely situated and why we need protection. And I just want to I jotted down some notes.
Okay, good. Oh, you was
Because-
ready for these.
So there's two questions because
Still
I've
hanging in
engaged
shit.
in a dialogue on this.
Spill Henny on her notes.
I've engaged in a dialogue on this with multiple men who the main response that I get is twofold. One is, what do black women need to be protected from?
Right.
And how do we protect black women? Those are completely legitimate questions.
Agreed.
So to the first question, why do black women need protection? Because I will tell you, as we all know, black men are the ones who are more likely to be killed by police. Black
Thank you
men
for being
are
honest.
disproportionately incarcerated, for
Okay.
sure. Black women, compared to non-black women, are disproportionately more likely to be incarcerated. Just like black men are disproportionately more likely to be incarcerated, we're more likely to be single mothers, we're more likely to be unwed mothers, we're more likely by 3 to 4 times compared to other women to die in childbirth. Black women are more likely to lose their children to the foster care system, including when they've compared to similarly situated white women. White women get to keep their kids and get in-home services. Black women's kids get taken away into foster care. Black women are more likely to lose a child to murder by the police or whatever the case may be than other women are. Black women are more likely to be victims of domestic violence. Black women are more likely to be victims of sexual assault. And those are just a few things, and the list could go on, but I won't beat it to death. As far as income is concerned, income inequity is still a problem between women and men in general. And
okay.
I'm
glad you acknowledged that.
Yes. And again, the reason why black women are uniquely situated is because they are black and they are women. They face discrimination as black people and as women. That's why we're having this conversation. While married black women made more than their husbands in 53% of black households, median income, despite that, median income for full-time working black women is still lower than it is for black men, whose income is lower than it is for white women.
Okay.
Whose income is lower than it is for white men. White men obviously are at the top. I think we all know that. We can see that every day. Black women are discriminated against in media. They're depicted as either mammies or Jezebels. All kinds of caricatures. Like if you look in any movie or TV show, things are just starting to evolve now. But for the most part, strong female roles are played by white women. They're not given to black women. Women are discriminated against because of their hair. We're afraid to wear our hair natural in the workplace and other professional environments. Black women are hypersexualized to the point where the only black female rappers who make it are the ones who over-sexualize themselves. It's not that there aren't other black female rappers out there who are talking about other stuff, but they don't end up making it big.
And that's,
right?
That's on both sides.
That's sure.
That's on both sides.
But, and I will say this too. What I found really interesting is that it starts so early on to the point where young black girls in schools, K through 12, are accounted for 45% of all girls who were suspended. Mind you, black people only make up about 12% of the population. But little black girls make up 45% of the population of little girls who are suspended from school and 42% of the girls who are expelled from K through 12. So if you don't see how discrimination against little black girls and black women is a problem, then you gotta open your eyes and look around. This is why we say protect us.
Let me respond. Those stats are fucking crazy, right? And you agree that it's black men. Like we're like, so this is what's happening. Like if I could put it in hood terms. We are out at a bar and we get into a fight. It's a fucking melee. I'm on one end of the bar getting my ass whooped. Val is on the other end of the bar getting her ass whooped. It's fucked up for both sides. The same statistics that you looked up specifically for black women, I love that. But I think you should have also looked up those same exact statistics for black men to see that it's just as fucked up on both sides. As far as not wanting to wear your hair natural in the workplace, and I'm gonna need to refer back to some of these, so we're gonna talk about that. Not wanting to wear your hair natural in the workplace, as black men having waves, having dreads in a workplace is just as traumatic. I have a friend who literally grew his hair and his dreads were beautiful and long, and because every interview he went on as a college graduate from Rutgers University, right, had all the credentials, they like, nah. He cut his hair and guess what started happening? Motherfuckers started hiring him. It was crazy. So the same things that you go through with wondering, what the fuck, if I wear it too curly, they're going to trip. We looking at ourselves the same way. If I go into this interview looking too black, and that's a term that they coined. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's, again, we are all dealing with the same shit. Let's stop trying to be like, well, look, short black men. Since we're talking about black lives being fucked up, just know, all short black men, our lives are fucked up in this way. All fat black people, our lives are fucked up in this way. At the end of, you know what I'm saying? Because that's, you know, obviously I can make the immediate example. But my point is like, yo, if it's fucked up for everybody, why is it that we got to take time to shine an extra light on y'all? Let's shine a light on everybody. It's fucked up for everybody. Even what you talked about as far as being overly sexualized in hip hop, right? And as far as the character, the Jezebel and the mammy, that's the same thing for the black man. Unless the black man is a brute, a physical beast who is prone to violence, that is ready to kill without any remorse, we don't make it. How many J. Coles and Kendricks do we have? Sambo as well. How many J. Coles and Kendricks do we have? One of each. But how many other caricatures of I shoot you, I do hella drugs, I fuck for hours, everybody like me, I beat you up. Like, that's the brute mentality. Right. It's the same thing for us. Like, all I'm saying is, listen, if we can sit here and agree on all of this stuff, that everything is the same for us, then there's no way for me that I'm about to sit here and say, well, you know what, because you're a woman, it's a little bit more.
So
no.
You don't think that you should protect black women?
I think that I should protect black women. Now, what I'm saying is this. No. Because with the point that we were making and that conversation that you and I had was, again, specifically my fault. Don't smack my little pinky. About being a savage. Because for me, if my mans goes out there and shoots 3 old women in a nursing home, that nigga is wrong and take his ass to jail. If you go out here and finesse a nigga out a $710 flight and post it on the gram, you are wrong, and I'm gonna tell you that you're wrong. When I write, but it's the same. No. My point is, man, and I thought about 2 different extremes. Scary. But my point is, if he's wrong, he's fucking wrong. If you're wrong, you're fucking. That need to be a song. If he's wrong, he's fucking wrong. If you're wrong, you fucking wrong.
The fact
that's
that you
it.
just compare
that's
those
fair.
2 situations
Again, okay.
Is really wild.
All right, so let me make it fair for you then. So if.
Wild.
If it's the same thing that happens where a man, you know what I'm saying?
The situation would reverse and it was a woman going behind somebody's back, either going behind her fiance back or colluding with her fiance to trick somebody into coming down, she would be fucking wrong.
But if that woman jumped on the phone with me and said, "Hold up, J.O., that's not how that shit happened. Me and my dude got an arrangement. Before we tie the knot and get married, we can fuck and do whatever we want to do. It's the same for both of us."
You're still thinking that they were justified.
And this is somebody, listen.
You don't find that a little borderline rapey to bring somebody into your relationship not knowing that you're
because at that point he can say to you,
like that?
listen, first of all, he can say to you at that moment, this is what we about. Are you into it? If you say no and he's like, cool, fuck it, no problem, let's have a good time, then there's nothing rapey about that. He shot his shot. You know what he did? He tried to dunk and he missed.
You don't think
he
should have done that before putting me on a plane?
Listen, maybe. Listen, who knows? And maybe he would have got there.
I know. He should have done that before putting me on a plane. Like that should have been a key part of the conversation. No, it absolutely is. And here's the thing. Just going because We've talked through that to death. Like going back to the point of black women needing protection. We're not saying that black men don't also need protection. Like I said, black women do protect black men in every way that we possibly can. We're just saying don't forget about us too, because y'all really don't be looking out for us a lot of the time. And this goes to the second thing that I was saying about how, you know, the 2 questions that I get are why do black women need protection and how do we protect black women? The biggest thing that I can say is speak up, because I really feel like people be trashing black women all the time. And this is me speaking as a light-skinned black woman, so I don't even get it as hard as a lot of brown and dark-skinned black women. And I'm very aware of that. But I still do get it and I still do hear it. And the bottom line point is people trash black women all the time, whether it's about their hair or how dark their skin is, or the fact that, oh, black women are ghetto, black women are this, black women are that. As a man, as a black man, speak up. Speak up.
To who?
To whoever's making those comments. You hear somebody talking negatively about black women and it's not justified unless you agree with it.
You know what's so dope?
Which is a whole problem unto itself.
A woman said the same thing to me the other day. Like, you know, I was in the workplace and dudes were saying these bitches, and I feel like I want black men to speak up. And let me explain something to y'all as women. That is how men fucking talk. White men get together and say these bitches. Asian men get together and say these bitches. Everybody get together and that's how we talk. Like at the end of the day, we cannot confuse
all
men
women
talk.
Don't get talked about the same way that black women get talked about.
How don't they? Okay.
Somebody said.
What somebody said?
Somebody said some call it wrong. I call what she did justice, a teachable moment.
Listen, and that's respect. Everybody got their own perspective.
Then another woman said,
it was justice.
I'm obsessed.
You're obsessed with a single story to push his patriarchy.
Oh yeah, maybe that.
Man, listen, bruh. All I know is I don't know how long ago it was, but Future had some John, and the John flew out and spent $500 to go see Future, and he ended up not hitting her with the enjoy love, I'm good, and she went viral asking for her $500 back. Like, I feel like when the shoe is on the other foot, we are so much more harsh on men and so much lighter on women. And my point is, listen, be fair to all adults. If it's wrong for this motherfucker to do it, shouldn't it be wrong for the next motherfucker to do it, regardless of age, race, color? Listen.
I don't even understand the analogy there.
Listen, the point is, stop finessing niggas for their flights. It's like, nah. I don't know, man. Hood morning shit. I hope y'all have a lot of Henny in y'all day. Val mad.
Are you done?
Val red as
We about
hell.
to turn the camera.
Val
on
gonna
really go
flip
at it
this
right
camera
now. I'm
and
really about
shit.
to put you in a whole chokehold.
Yo, I don't want no violence done to me, man. I love y'all. It's your boy Jill. Gotta chill. Listen, before we get out of here, we are looking for sponsors. Anybody that is
right.
young, dope, black, popping, that's doing something dope, please
Yeah.
inbox
If you own
me.
a business, reach out to us. You can be a sponsor. We'll shout you out. We'll, if you have any products we can put on display, t-shirts you want us to wear, anything like that, just let us know. You can slide in my DMs for that. All right?
Just
Even
make
if you're
sure-
not single, you can slide in my DMs for business purposes.
She
Let me
might
just
tell
say
you
that.
it's $710 for you to promote yourself. Don't believe it. Hit J.O. I'm not letting her finesse nobody. Fellas, stop letting these women finesse you. Thought of the day, end of the day, $710 is too much to be out here. It's like, nah, anyway, I love y'all. Good morning. We out here.
Good morning.
The business is business. I ask for forgiveness. I just had a daughter. I'm handling business. I'm still independent. I'm still in the trenches. While you still in the trap with that gun in your lap, like your heart got a vengeance. The business is business. And you fucking these women. I might need some repentance. I threw diamonds and pendants. I'll go like a Simpson. My niggas is henchmen. For the business and business. They gon' hit me.